Okay. Oh, that reminds me. I got to talk about my book, bro. That made me sad.
Oh, I forgot to pause the music. Yeah,
Okay,
I had no idea what book you were talking about.
It was a book I was telling you about that has like the girl and the demon. It was like a deer demon in it. You probably don't remember.
Wait, are you just talking
And
about the Ancient Magus Bride, but like the actual
no,
light novel it's adapted from?
no, you said the same thing too. And it's like based off of like, well, I mean, the Ancient Magus Bride is probably based off too. It's like Eastern mythology, so they probably come from the same source because like the whole book is based off Eastern mythology.
Based off
like,
of
based
Eastern
off the same
mythology.
thing.
That's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
really. That's not really a source.
No.
Eastern mythology is not really a source. You can't say that. Like the Odyssey
Eastern
and
tradition,
whatever fuck else ancient Greek book are based on the same source. They're just using like the same, I guess, base faith material. They're using like the culture of their basis is in the culture, not on a specific reference material.
It's like more like Russian, Ukrainian, like that type of region. And because like there's some words in it. Yeah. Okay. So Serbian. And so like, because there are some words that I didn't know, like their clothing choices, the weapons that they use, the food that they eat, and so like based on the things that I looked up.
Is it more Witcher-like? Because that's Polish, I'm pretty sure.
Not really.
I mean, to be fair, The Witcher is very different in tone than probably what you're reading.
Oh, well, one of the monsters in it kind of reminded me of one of the monsters in the book, in the novel. Like the one with like the 4 legs, you know, like, yeah, you know, the first one
that
comes out of the bog. Yeah. There's one.
That's really what I was referring to. Is just like the creature design and base. If it's Eastern mythology, then it's probably similar.
Yeah, but the other ones, not really. Like the other monsters, not really. But anyways, so like
you've only really seen the one monster in The Witcher, to be fair. You've seen there's that other one, the genie so far. Which genie like is not even like specific to Eastern mythology.
Yeah, and like the incest baby.
Was that a screenshot of Saito's head exploding?
Yeah. We love that. We love to see it because like he's a menace to society. Jesus Christ.
It's so comical. The tone in this game is so like weird at times because you for the most part it's relatively like positive, I guess you could say, or like relaxed, but it'll just like show you some gruesome shit every once in a while and you're like, what the fuck? like Renju hanging up from the ceiling, Iris getting sawed in half, Saito's head getting blown up. You're like, whoa, they just like left that on camera.
It's like surprise, haha. But anyways, okay, so like the girl, she we have like the church, like the Catholic Church, kind of based off the Catholic Church, and
not Eastern Orthodoxy.
Of course, they don't like. Yeah, and so they don't like witches or magic, and so they kind of suppress the like witches. And so there's one girl in the town, and she's a witch, and because she can't control her magic, you know, she causes some mayhem, and she's told like that's disgusting, and it's mainly women who have like powerful magic abilities, and they're like, you know, women are even more harmful. Oh yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of like anime, and so it's like women are more harmful to the community because they have more destructive power, and so like the girl kind of basically feels like, oh, like I don't belong here, and so like she runs away to the forest, and so she meets like this like demon deer thing. Well, he's possessed by an old god because he made a wager with this old god, and he's like, if you give me power, then you can like use my body in like however many, in like 700 years. And so, like, basically, you know, they fall in love, and the only way to defeat, and like, he's basically had to make sacrifices every 100 years to this god on an altar. So he's like been killing people for like 100 years or 700 years. Okay, so he's done some kind of heinous shit. Okay, and but she falls in love with him. Da da da. Blah blah blah. And the only way to like kill the god that's using his body is like to kill himself. And so he kind of basically his spirit is finally free and he can become human again. And so it's like kind of like he has been free from all of his sins, basically. And so he had to die. He just had to die. You know, there was death flags throughout the whole book, but you're kind of thinking, I've been watching too much anime. I'm watching too much anime. We're like, oh, you know, he's always saved, you know? Like, you can't just kill off the love interest, you know? No, girl killed him off. The author just killed him off. He's dead. So now the love interest, like she, the main character, she's basically uses her magic and she's like more comfortable with herself and she takes care of other children who like are orphaned who can also use magic too, and kind of carries on like that tradition. So yeah, it's pretty fucking sad, bro. I'm like, I don't know, that's kind of sad. I'm like, I don't know, good for her for finding her way and finding her identity. But man, like her love interest, like her boyfriend dies, bro. So yeah, I was really depressed this morning, you know.
You also got to see Abruxa.
What's that?
The girl who was cursed.
Yeah, I said that, the incest baby.
Yeah, but that's the species of monster that she was cursed into. It was a Bruxa.
Oh, okay. Instead of the incest baby. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Which there's none of that. And then they also live in a forest that's like haunted by like demons, and he can only stay in that forest, and he keeps like all the demons like in that forest so they don't go out into the world and like cause mayhem. And so she basically takes over for him after he dies.
Sounds like you would enjoy Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, I have it on my Kindle, but I haven't read it yet. I should probably start reading it now that I finish this book. I like to read one nonfiction book and then one fiction book at a time.
Dude, I can't believe that Demian is one of Kim Ji-hoon's favorite books. It's so depressing because I did not really like Demian all that much.
What is that one about? I think you might have told me, but I don't remember.
It's it takes place just prior to World War II in Germany, and essentially it's a story of growing up in the broadest of terms. You have this kid who views his family. He's relatively wealthy. He views his family and his school as places of light, and the actual reality of the town that he lives in and the people in it as darkness, as a world of darkness. And he ends up getting himself tainted and embroiled in this world of darkness, and he as he grows up from a young boy into a teenager into a college student. Actually, does he go to college? Yeah, I think he goes to college. He learns to accept that part of himself, and become a sort of like worldly person. But the thing I hated about the book, the things I liked about the book, were I found it very funny that he falls in love with his best friend's mom, and he saves somebody from committing suicide because they refuse to masturbate.
Oh.
I found those two things very funny. But the thing I didn't like is that the ultimate conclusion of the book felt like it was taking the reality of the world and the events that unfold and being like, yeah, this shit's gonna happen, and, you know, you just kind of like gotta go with the flow. I was like, what kind of, this is like, the book, and it ends up being a something like a philosophical book that you interpret through the lens of fiction, but I felt like the philosophy that it ends on is very half-baked and divorced from reality in a sense, like intentionally so. Like the point almost feels like you have to divorce yourself from reality, because by the end of the book, Sinclair essentially gets a dream that World War II is gonna start, and is like, yo guys, this is fucked up, World War II is gonna start. And he gets all depressed about it, and all everyone tells him is like, yeah, that shit's gonna happen, you know, who cares? Not who cares, but like there's nothing you can do about it, and you just gotta let it ride. And then like his best friend that helped him go through puberty, essentially, Demian, goes off to war and fucking dies in like a paragraph. And you're like, oh, okay.
You're like, oh, okay. LOL.
I mean, it's a short book, so I get it. But like at the end of the day, I felt like the philosophy was a bit half baked. But I can also understand why Kim Ji-hoon ended up taking to the book so well, because he probably read it when he was himself a young teenager, and it sounded like he had a fair bit of turmoil at home and in his personal life growing up. All up into college, seemingly for probably a couple of years in college. So because that book is about growing up, I can see how it probably resonated with him. But I was like, damn, bro, of all the books that you adapted into Limbus Company, one of your favorites is Demian? I mean, that Kanto was awesome, but like, come on, dude.
Sounds like an interesting book.
Wuthering Heights is so much better.
I mean, I'll probably read Wuthering Heights first, since I already have it on my Kindle. It was
I mean, Demian is really short, so it's no sweat off the back.
Yeah. And it's like, what is the book called? It's Where the Dark Stands Still is what it's called. And the reason I got it is because it's by a woman. I've only been reading books by women lately. Women. And
oh, you know, Wuthering Heights is written by a woman too.
We stand women, okay? We love women. And I guess the main idea of the book is like finding your soulmate, because like they're considered like twin souls. And that's how they like transfer power and like transfer magic within each other, and like it's like finding your identity and like letting go of like prejudice you may have, or prejudice that you may have adopted from like a restrictive family or restrictive household, and becoming like more open-minded to new things in order to help yourself grow. And also for him, he is able to find his freedom in death, because what greater freedom can you find? And it is through death. You're free in death. You know, we're all equal in death. And but he's able to find that. He's able to find that freedom through her. He's been miserable and alone all by himself, basically. And he's able to experience that love and that friendship and forgiveness through her.
It's Beauty and the Beast on steroids.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's a nice book. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Howl's Moving Castle too, like kind of their relationship. Yeah, it's really a book. I recommend it. Oh, hold on, BRB.
I'm looking at Kim Ji-hoon's list of like favorite works of entertainment that he has again. And it's something I just vastly appreciate about the things that he selected out. These were things that he mentioned by name in an interview he had, rather than like a 3x3 sort of thing that he made himself. But something I vastly appreciate about the things he named by mention is that like half of it is some fairly deeply philosophical shit, and the other half is basically like cute anime girls. Because you got Demian, The Stranger, and Neon Genesis Evangelion, in the same on the same pedestal as The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, The Familiar of Zero, and Lucky Star. Gurren Lagann, I think you could put in either camp, technically. I would put it more so in the, like, fun over philosophy camp. But that in of itself is sort of its philosophy. But I just love putting it almost speaks to the heart of a true anime fan, especially one who grew up during like the turn of the century roundabout times, where they love both Evangelion and Haruhi, because the creator of Evangelion has gone on record saying that like one of the reasons he wrote the female characters the way he did is because he hated waifu culture, and then but it ended up feeding into waifu culture, and stuff like Haruhi is also in a lot of ways directly feeding into that, where Haruhi is people's waifu, you know?
Yeah.
Also,
That's true.
I'm gonna see if I can turn the bitrate down on the stream, because it's fucking annoying when I'm dropping just like a million frames. Oh, I can't do it while I'm streaming. Never mind. I feel like I've tried that before.
I think you have, now that I'm thinking about it. Sometimes some actions that you do, I'm like, oh, I'm getting deja vu, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is also Half-Life on here, which is also like a brain game. I haven't actually played it myself, though. But, I don't know. Half-Life 2, specifically. Anyways, continuing on.
Oh, we gotta go say hi to everybody. That's right.
Yep, it's the epilogue.
I know, I want to see what's going on with Peter, man.
Oh, you're about to find out.
I'm glad you finally got out of that hospital.
Thanks, boss.
That did not sound like Iris for a second. I don't know why.
Because you're out of practice. You haven't heard her in a few days.
Pun, poka pun!
Oh my god, that was so cute.
Pon poka pon!
Oh, that was
Pun,
cute.
poka pun!
Pon poka pon!
Would you two cut it out?
No, we will not cut it out.
A flag with big catch on it.
Where did you get that?
Oh, you haven't heard? Starting next year, that's going to be the official flag of Japan.
OMG.
Wow, really?
Boss's friend Mario.
I hate being in their Nile group chat. I'm not even that close with them.
Ew, it talked?
Yeah, I love Mario.
Ew.
A soccer ball.
Hey, Iris. Date was a soccer ball in his past life.
I believe it. I believe it.
That's why he enjoys getting kicked around by me.
I don't enjoy it.
It's volleyball.
Volleyball. Volley reminds me of valley, like cleavage. And of course, ball is self-explanatory. Isn't it kind of dirty?
No, it isn't. There's nothing dirty about volleyball.
Don't get mad at me.
There's nothing AO about volleyball.
Hey, yo, what does that mean?
An adult rating. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what it actually stands for, but
Oh, okay. I was like, heh.
it's a designation, content designation, an RC car.
That RC car kind of reminds me of Date's car. Hey, Iris.
Yeah?
What's the deal with you and Date? You still into him?
Ew.
No.
Gross. Let's see. What else would be funny to click on? Look at her. Iris is so cute. I love her. Tweet by.
Happy birthday.
Is it your birthday?
No, that's been in here forever.
Every day is like my birthday.
Was it when you got body snatched by Saito?
Oh my god.
Wow, then you must be really old.
Fucking got him.
I'm gonna take that down.
Immediately, it's just like,
Yeah.
forget it.
An electronic darts game.
Cheer me on, okay? Here I go. 1, 2, 3. Throw!
A pumpkin carved like a jack-o'-lantern.
That's my jack-o'-lantern.
What if his name was Bill?
Unamused.
A soba restaurant door curtain.
Let's see what else would be funny.
A boy band poster.
Oh, those guys are gonna transfer to Lemniscate next spring.
Really?
Huh?
Iris, my best friend. Have I ever told you that you're like a sister to me? Do you want anything? I'll buy you anything you want.
Ask for something expensive,
What are
Iris.
you plotting?
A police poster. A snowboard.
You still haven't taken down your Christmas tree?
Haven't you heard the old saying? If you take down your Christmas tree early, you won't become a bride until late.
That's not an old saying. That doesn't even make sense.
Aw.
Girlfriend just don't want to clean, that's all. I mean, I get it. That doesn't sound very fun.
A tombstone. R.I.P. Rip in peace. Bags hanging on a rack. Filled with colorful devices that vibrate.
That's awkward.
There are wine bottles lined up.
Okay, I guess that's it. I guess we'll talk to boss now. That's the only other thing that's interesting that I can think of.
Boss's desk. There are stickers all over the front.
Yep, okay.
Still thinking about her, huh?
No, not exactly.
Well, doesn't surprise me. You two are great partners.
I want to ask you something. 3 months ago, when we exchanged our final words, it looked like I do now. I wasn't in Date's body, but Aiba still obeyed me.
Second command confirmed.
It's because she's smart, Date.
You're underestimating the Wadjet system.
Huh?
Aiba was no ordinary AI. She was human in so many ways, including the ability to see and think beyond the physical.
Even a non-human AI would be able to recognize a ship like that, because you're able to change ownership of, quote-unquote ownership of AI whenever the fuck you want.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, the AI doesn't associate... It can use things like your voice and your face as like unlock, for unlocking purposes, but it doesn't necessarily associate your like body with your personage or your ownership. It's just it's a malleable designation. as long as you tell it that things are shifting. Now, obviously, it's a lot easier for something that's human-like, which is able to update that without being explicitly told to update that. Like Aiba being able to understand and process the situation is automatically able to understand, oh, my partner, my owner, is now associated with this body as opposed to this one. Whereas most AI, you would have to like explicitly say, hey, I'm Date now. Fuck it. Listen to me.
Huh.
She didn't need your voice or iris authentication or anything like that. She knew the real you and regarded you as her master. That's why she followed your command, despite looking completely different. I think maybe she knew your soul, Date.
Hey, how are you going?
Why are you asking? You see me every day.
Are you gonna go to the club later?
Interested? But you're still a bit too young. I'll take you when you're older. Promise.
Boss, I gotta ask. Why didn't you tell me about what happened 6 years ago?
Well, when Shoko's corpse was found, I didn't think it had anything to do with the Cyclops killer. I thought the culprit was Rohan Kumakura, remember? And he committed suicide a year before. I never thought that he was swapping bodies. And the other person responsible for the original Cyclops serial killings was locked up in Fuchu, making it impossible for Saito or Rohan to be involved. So, I didn't tell you. Besides, the sync machine being used to swap bodies is a national secret. I was ordered to never reveal that information to anyone under any circumstances.
So that's why you kept me in the dark?
Yeah. By the way, Date, I have a gift for you.
A gift?
Close your eyes.
I did as I was told, closing my eyes. When suddenly...
No, what the heck?
Don't worry, it's just some knockout gas.
What the heck?
What?
You're going to experience something incredible. That's my present to you.
Why?
Shh. Sweet dreams, Date.
What the heck is she doing? I'm kind of scared.
Just putting you under arrest.
This is the sync room. Pewter?
Hey, look, it's Inspector what's his name?
Am I not allowed to be here?
Of course not. You should have been arrested 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Bueller was working with Renju, or to be precise, Saito inside Renju. He was leaking confidential information to him.
I mean, probably because Pewter's the only one that can do Pewter's job, you know?
Bueller also helped Rohan inside the body of number 89 to escape. Bueller was immediately punished and fired from the force.
Yes, I was arrested. I'm eating awful meals every awful day in an equally awful detention facility.
Wait, you did get to
How are you
keep your
here?
outfit.
I wonder.
Don't act dumb.
Date, it's okay. Boss brought him here.
She did. Why?
She told us not to tell you.
Huh?
Anyway, I'm sort of like his handler now.
Ew.
I'm supposed to be an inspector, but I was the only person qualified for this job. Kind of pathetic, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Especially since I can't even
Don't
remember
worry.
your name.
She's with the boss. She's safe.
Are you not gonna ask his name?
I did not. But I did use the sink chair.
For what?
Something.
Something.
Everything that the boss did, she did for you.
Okay, that's kind of ominous.
Ask her about it. She truly cares about you, you know. That's why she kept silent about what happened 6 years ago.
Huh?
You were once an assassin. If your secret ever got out, your life would be effectively over. But the boss protected you by hiding your past.
Okay, thanks, Captain Obvious.
I don't think she wanted you to leave her alone. Now, who is she to you?
My boss.
Now that this is done, I'll excuse myself.
Are you trying to play matchmaker?
As what
Peter,
Peter
go
does.
worry about your own love life.
He's gay. That's what gay people do.
Apparently, yeah. But Peter, go kick rocks, my dude. Your love life went to shit, okay? I don't need you talking to me about my love life, okay?
Iris. What happened to Boss?
She went home. She said she needed to do something in Kabukicho.
She left?
Anyway, forget about that. Let's play!
Play.
Shovel Forge.
I'm not playing Shovel Forge.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Oh, yeah, no Shovel Forge. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? I want to go see the pretty girl with the blue hair.
I am seriously so happy for you, Tessa.
It's thanks to you, Ota. If you didn't help me back then.
But you're still only a
No,
pathetic
really,
gold
I
member
didn't
of
do
Sunfish
much.
Pocket.
I just risked my life to save you.
Okay, take a chill, my dude.
It's a total exaggeration to say that I'm literally responsible for, you know, saving your life.
I mean, to be fair, in
Are you trying to
another
get her?
in other timelines, he did in fact save her life, or at least attempt to.
Okay, but we're in this timeline now, so like.
And he did help Iris out here, just not to the same extent. As the Ota is still Ota.
Look at it. So pretty. Lower.
It's too bad you can't X-ray her now, since you don't have Aiba.
I don't want to X-ray her. We're not a pervert. Maybe you're a pervert, but I'm not a pervert. Okay.
Wasn't this guy here 3 months ago, too? You must not have much to do. Why does everyone look alike? Are they all brothers or something?
No, they're just all created by the same person, you know?
Customers who look like brothers are sitting there.
Oh my god.
These mermaids are luring in customers, then hitting them right in the wallet.
We love to see it.
The men in here are likely to see Davy Jones soon. Mermaids robbing customers of their money. Legally, of course.
Me stand.
The entrance. There are pictures of girls on display.
Which girl do you like, Uncle?
I don't judge on appearances.
Okay, yes you do. You love a pretty girl.
It's what's here that matters.
I placed my palm to my chest.
Okay.
What can I say? I'm a tip man.
Okay, we know you are, okay? But, like,
Well,
keep
Date
it to
is
yourself.
too. This has been
Keep it to yourself.
This has explicitly been said in the dialogue before that Date is a tit man.
The tits.
Date and Oda, one track mind.
Yeah.
No, wrong.
Yes, right.
And Date, you can't fool us, okay? We know you too well. Oh, you talked to Oda?
Yeah, that's why you're here.
I've been doing good.
I just see Oda as irrelevant. I wanted to talk to her. That's why we came to some fish pie. I want to talk to her. I want her to rob me, okay?
I'm delivering newspapers in the mornings, working as a janitor during the day, and writing at night.
Good.
I
Busy
might
man.
just be the hardest working 20-something in Japan.
So, he says in a maid
No.
cafe.
Literally. Even she's like, okay.
I don't know about that.
I think these girls probably work harder than he does, honestly.
Really, though? I've got to be, like, in the top 3 in Tokyo alone.
I hate this kid. Just throw him in the trash. Throw the whole man away at this point.
I thought of kicking his ass, but I don't think it would take.
Shadows.
Thread, silhouette, ASET.
Fears.
Upset, regret, ASET.
Water.
Wed, sweat, ASET.
So weird.
ASET, you bet!
It is a very bizarre
Can't believe
catchphrase.
you remembered that, Uncle.
I feel like it's also
I'm so
bizarre in
happy.
Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
I said most of it.
Yeah, but you sock puppet for her, Ota, so
Yeah.
you don't count.
I'm actually exhausted right now. But I can't look tired in front of Tessa. Anyway, how are you?
I guess I'm alright.
Yeah, I'm
Left eye.
alright, man.
It's fake. I can't see anything out of it. And it doesn't talk.
Huh? I see.
Unfortunately, my eyeball doesn't talk to me, you know.
So, Aiba?
She's dead.
What a
Did
tragedy.
Date not see him in 3 months to like confirm this?
Would you want to see Oda?
No, but like hanging out with Iris, I would think that it would naturally happen.
No, every time they hang out, he's like, but I don't want to see Oda.
Yeah, but no Ota. And also,
Or we can't hang out.
and there's also him being roommates with Mizuki. Although in Mizuki's case, they like stay out of each other's business, so it's not.
Yeah, true.
It's not like Mizuki is inviting anyone over to Date's crib.
Yeah.
Especially since his crib is so unremarkable, he sleeps on the couch. That's the 3rd time they show you that animation.
I don't need to see it so many times.
Yeah. She was so cute. What a waste.
Oda.
That's why.
If she were real, I would marry her.
I thought you wanted to marry Tessa.
Tessa's right in front of you, dude.
You would not survive the attempt.
Also true.
True.
What do you mean?
Ota, what are you seeing? In front of Iris?
Oh! Tessa, I was kidding. It was a joke.
I don't know. Didn't sound like a joke to me, bud.
It's fine, I don't care.
Just like, I don't want to marry your nasty ass anyways. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I don't think that's what she means.
It doesn't hurt, I swear.
Well, Ota,
Aw, you're going already?
I can see you anytime I want, right? At Matsushita Diner?
You'll come?
Yeah, I want you to make me your omelet rice again.
Date, don't lie to him.
You are a pretty good cook.
Awesome. Stop by any time. I'll be waiting.
I mean,
Ota told me. Plastic surgery, right?
Yeah,
I
close
kind of
enough.
like this face. More than the other one.
oh,
You're good at your job.
that's true.
Please come again.
Look, I would totally fall hook, line, and sinker. Okay,
I forget.
I'm not strong enough.
Do they list her name in the database? Let's see here. Mermaid.
Just mermaid.
No, they do list it. Amame Doi.
Amame.
Yeah, Amame Doi. She likes rat-a-tat, bang bang, and slappy slap.
Okay.
And breeding triple wart sea devils. Skills exploiting the vanity of her customers to make huge sums of money.
I love her.
Yeah. Mame Doi.
Amame, please steal all my money. I love you. Please step on me.
The mermaid girls are standing around. You'll see her again in the sequel, don't worry.
Amame, I love you, Amame.
That's actually the main reason I checked her names, because I'm like, I know she appears in the sequel, I just can't remember her name for the life of me. And they give her a name, and they actually, like, address her by name in the sequel, too.
Instead of just calling her mermaid.
Yeah. I left Iris in the car. I figured that she didn't want to see him.
So she knows that that's her dad.
Well, it hasn't actually said if she knows that so is her dad, but
because they said she knows about the original Cyclops murders, but they didn't say.
Well, yeah, but Monica
she
wasn't Monica wasn't a Cyclops victim.
Yeah.
He was Saito's victim, but not a Cyclops victim. I think, I mean, I parked the car a little ways down. I think she knows that she's adopted by this point, maybe, but I don't know if she, but I don't know for sure, because there's not been anything in dialogue to say
Yeah, that's what I
what she
figured,
does
but
know.
I
I don't think.
just wanted to make sure.
She doesn't know that I'm here.
Hold on, this video. Hold on. Beep, 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 beep.
I see your face has improved.
He was not a fan of his son, even though he protected him.
This one doesn't make me so angry.
Because it's not his son's face, I guess. I don't know who told him, but he must know about the switch.
Of course he does. He's got his hands in what's it called? Abyss.
In the
What did
police
he come
force,
with?
more accurately.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something.
That's a strange question to ask a man in his own home.
I just thought prison would suit you better.
Oh, fucking got him.
Don't you know the law? No one can touch me.
Even though we both know you committed a crime.
Indeed. 18 years ago. And I was not the one who killed Monica Iwai. That was my son, Saito.
So is there statute
You
of
hired
limitations on
Kumakura's to hide the body.
aiding? Or on mishandling a corpse? Is there
Yeah.
a statute of limitations on that?
The statute of limitations for improper handling of a corpse is 3 years.
Only 3 years?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Because you would assume that the improper handling of a corpse and murder kind of, they kind of go together most of the time.
But like after 3 years, the amount of evidence that you have to go off of the corpse, like, I don't know, it diminishes. I mean, I agree with statutes of limitation in general. I couldn't tell you precise rationale why it would be 3 years or any amount of years, but it's fine.
I don't agree with statute of limitations all the time because, like, we have, like, rape cases,
Does rape have a statute of limitations, though?
Yes.
What is it?
Sometimes it depends on the state.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I'm sure it does. But I bet you that statute of limitations isn't only 3 years. It's probably longer. And if it is, if it is only 3 years, it would have to do with evidence. It's definitely not 3 years because, like,
and then there
Donald
like,
Trump, for him, it was more than 3 years by the time they put him to trial.
And then, like, a lot of rape kits don't get tested, so then that's a problem.
Yeah, that's an entirely separate issue of not testing the rape kits, though. That's just police negligence and corruption.
Yeah, but it's like if there's statute of limitations and it's because of evidence, but like if there's evidence in the box,
right, you can have
that's not tested.
You can have a statute of limitations without the police being awful at their job.
I mean, they're awful at their job most of the time, but
yeah, of course. It's like,
so no,
that's like the nature of their job.
For rape because they suck at their job.
But
God!
But the issue.
My sister was telling me she was watching this documentary, and these girls, most of the time they were between 14 and 26, and these girls would come in and say, like, hey, I was, like, sexually assaulted, I was raped, like, and the police officers would, like, make them recant their statements, or they would end up arresting them, like, on certain charges. And this journalist found out about it and uncovered, like, one girl who was sexually assaulted, and the journalist ended up finding out who the rapist was. And so he wanted to interview these police officers, and of course only like 2 police officers, I think, accepted the interview. And so the journalist was like, pow, 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 here's all the evidence. And like, how could you miss that it was this guy? You had like everything pointing to this guy, and it said you arrest the girl. And he was like, oh, well, okay, I won't do the interview anymore. And then the other police officer was like, oh, whoopsies, I don't know. I'm like, okay.
They don't do their jobs. But the point of stuff like with provisions like statute of limitations is because the criminal justice system by design has to be deliberately lenient towards criminals. Otherwise, it's way too prone to abuse, way too susceptible to abuse. And even with how lenient it is as it stands, the prison aspect of it aside, because the prison aspect of it is not lenient at all in America. But like the judicial aspect of it, even with how lenient it is as it stands, it still is very susceptible to abuse. So you have to have contingencies written into the legal code by design to have it lenient towards criminals, especially since you want the criminal justice system to rehabilitate people rather than punish them punitively.
Yeah, but sorry, I was looking at something. Yeah, but I think my thing is like, if you're not even like gonna properly like investigate a case and then you're gonna arrest the victim, it's like then there shouldn't be a statute of limitations because you guys just fucked up everything.
There are various aspects of the legal code which are not that great, but in general, it's something that I have very little issues with. The most issues
don't even bother.
If anything, the most issues I have with the judicial code is that it that it over sentences people. In addition to some silly provisions in there, but it's mostly the over sentencing. The issue is more on police and prison side than it is on judicial side. Although, I mean, judges are also freaks a lot of times.
Yeah, because
anytime
they can be bribed and stuff. So
yeah, anytime you give an individual anytime you give an individual or group of individuals too much power without enough oversight, then you're gonna run into issues. which is why judges are freaks and why minorities get harsher sentences.
Yeah, which I'm like, I just think I just mostly have problems with like women who've been sexually assaulted and raped aspects, because it's like, yeah, those cases that seems like to me like special circumstances, when it comes to statute of limitations and stuff like that, because that's why most women don't even want to go to the police. You know what I mean? Because police suck.
Yeah.
So like right after it happens, they're like, well, I'm not going to be believed because all these other women were believed. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but yeah, that's
years later.
But again,
that's
mostly a police side issue, and I don't think it's productive to hyperfixate on the worst of crimes when evaluating the efficacy of such a system. It's the same thought process as to why, immigration, for example. If all people hyperfixate on are the worst of the crimes done by immigrants,
but
trafficking to murder or whatever, then you miss the point that then you miss like the overall picture of what's going on. Actually, it's not even immigrants, but like crime rates in general.
Yeah, but statistically, when it comes to like immigrants committing crimes, white people are most likely to commit 2 to 4 times more crimes than immigrants. So statistically, it shows that like immigrants aren't committing the majority of crimes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When you hyperfixate on specific crimes.
But with rape, like 1 in 3 women are raped. You know what I mean? That's kind of a fucking lie. I know.
But I mean, no, I'm not gonna say anything further.
So see, I just think compared to immigrants to like rape cases, just like compared the worst of the worst in those cases is like a little different, because like the scale is like more on one side than the other statistically. But that's just my opinion based on like what I've read, especially recently on what I've read statistically. So I don't know.
I did what I did to protect my son. I hardly think that is a sin.
We don't protect murderers. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Your takeaway is definitely going to be different depending on which statistics you look at and how you look at them. So like, you're certainly not invalid in that aspect.
Are you familiar with Article 105 of the Penal Code? Relatives of those who have committed crimes cannot be prosecuted for evidence tampering or obstruction of justice.
That's weird. Family members what?
Relatives of those who have committed crimes cannot be persecuted for evidence tampering or obstruction of justice. Yeah.
That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
They're saying that close relatives cannot be persecuted for
covering
for their loved ones.
That's bullshit. So sorry.
Sorry. The way that's worded,
ridiculous.
Is that's designed not to protect people who are covering for criminals, but people who are don't necessarily know the crimes that are being conducted, but are in good faith trying to help their loved ones. Like, that's the point of writing a law like that.
In good faith, though. Yeah, but I guess if you can prove that it wasn't in good faith,
But the point is to protect more people, as opposed to over prosecuting people. Because if you don't have a provision like that, you could very easily and readily start clapping family members who are otherwise unwittingly involved in these crimes for...
I don't know, this man was wittingly involved in this.
Well, yes, he was wittingly involved, of course, but he is one person.
We're talking about this one person.
Yes.
He's Beba naughty. See, like Dodgy said, that's ridiculous.
I agree. If I were still a congressman, I might think about changing it.
Oh, he's not a congressman anymore? He stepped down?
It probably, even though statute of limitations is up, it probably got scandaled. As a consequence of everything that happened.
So I guess he stepped down.
That's right. You're not a politician anymore.
I mean, he's set up for life, though, so, like...
Oh, he's super
is it really
set
that
for
bad?
life. For something that should be considered a crime, also.
I mean, the way he acquired this land back, I don't see it that as a crime.
Property ownership of that extent should be a crime, first of all. But second of all, exploitation of the market in which he did, in the manner in which he did, should have had a thorough investigation at the very least, because...
But is that even illegal? Like you can sell your land and then just buy it back because it's at a lower price?
I said should be in jail, not that legally he's liable to be.
Because that seems like we're over prosecuting people at that point, don't you think? Because I'm sure a lot of people do that.
See, I think there's a difference between prosecuting people for social crimes and prosecuting people for economic crimes.
I don't know. I think we should over prosecute rapists. I'm just saying.
I think we should over prosecute the wealthy.
And see, to me, it's like
seize their lands. Throw them in jail for wage theft.
I'm like, if people are lying on their taxes, then like, yeah, you know, like, Caesar put a freeze on their accounts. They really go through their taxes, but of course, like, stuff like that can take years before they're caught.
Being a landlord should be a crime.
Takes forever.
That's what I'm saying. Being a landlord should be a crime, and this man was a landlord. And he wasn't just a landlord, but he deliberately exploited variations in property value to make like 30 billion yen or some shit like that.
Yeah, my parents are landlords because like it was my mom's dad's house.
Jail.
And nobody had paid property taxes on it. And so the agreement was like, if my parents pay the property taxes on it, which was like 10 years worth of property taxes, I think, then like they would buy it, but it had to be in their names, and then they were going to let family members live in it, and like they rent it for like $500 a month or something. It's like, and they fixed it and paid for it, so themselves, my parents did. So
yes, soon I won't be able to live in this country anymore.
So it's like, I think it works out. So I think some landlords are. So I think some landlords are shitty, but I think some landlords like, because like if it wasn't for my, so I think if it wasn't for my parents who paid for the 10 years for the property taxes, like the family members who had a disabled elderly person living with them would have been kicked out on the streets. You know what I mean?
That's the same type of argument as, you know, there are some bad apples in the cop bunch. It's not the cops that are systemically bad. It's not the police that's systemically bad. It's just there's some bad apples. It's not the landlords that are bad. There's just some bad apples. No, land ownership in that manner is bad. This is just systemically, as a construct, as an economic system, it is bad. It is exploitative, it is gross.
It's exploitative to like want to keep a family member's house instead of it being like seized.
Rentership is exploitative, yes.
Because otherwise, like the family house has been seized by the.
Even if you individually offer good rates to your tenants relative to the market or relative even to your taxes or your or the value of the property, it is still exploitative, because realistically, those property taxes, first of all, should probably be higher. Second of all, land ownership should not be a investment mechanism, investment wheel. Everyone should be able to own their own house as a right. You should have ownership of a shelter as a human right.
Sure, but to me, like, this is a system that we live under right now, and my parents wouldn't even...
I know, capitalism's bad, but you participate in it, sweaty. Yes, I know, there's no ethical consumption under a capitalistic mode of the economy. I get it. That doesn't mean I'm gonna change my mind that I think rentership should be criminal.
Well, I just think... I don't want to say it's a shitty mode of thinking, but I think that it was like good on somebody because nobody could afford to keep that house in the family, and it was my mother's father's house,
and that's
my grandfather's house.
And frankly, it perhaps shouldn't be kept in the family if that means someone is going to own multiple homes. It should, at that point in time, be
taken by the bank.
Not by the bank, by the government, and utilized and provided to somebody else who needs a home. Somebody else who is renting.
And that somebody who needed a home
Public
was
housing.
Like my aunt who was taking care of a disabled uncle.
Okay.
I think they needed the home more. I'm just saying. Who was already living there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And they should be the owners of that house, as opposed to the people that they are renting from, even if those people are family members.
If you can't pay thousands of dollars for the property taxes, and it's like somebody has to, you know. And I think that both parties are like, okay, that's fine. Then like, cool, you know.
But in a system where everybody has a house as a right, you don't necessarily pay the taxes that you will be paying are going to be less than otherwise. I guess is a very... words fail me sometimes. But
I mean, even now, the taxes are still, like, so fucking expensive on land. I mean, they go up every year. Like, nobody would be able to afford that,
as
to be
do
honest.
the values of houses. Even more so than those taxes. Which is why housing is an investment vehicle. Your money goes up in value much more than the taxes you pay on that. Or your property goes up in value much more than the taxes you pay on that property. Until the housing market inevitably crashes, like it will probably in the next couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think both parties
it'll crash, and it'll crash probably, and it'll crash as a consequence of private ownership of land being a primary mode of investment in this country. People with housing seen as an asset that is only expected to increase in value, which is something that cannot go on forever. That is that is a system that cannot perpetuate permanently, inevitably there's going to be a crash. And the way the way you prevent something like that is by decommodifying housing, by making it so that everybody has housing as a human right, and property outside of that is not an investment vehicle.
Yeah, and I think, like, me, like, as a Christian, like, one of the verses in the Bible is that, like, what, like, in the future, everybody is going to build their own home and live in it. So, like, yeah, I do, like, one of my values and beliefs is that, yes, that should be a right and that should be a necessity for everybody. Like, homelessness shouldn't be a thing, and people shouldn't have to live out in the streets. And, like, people shouldn't have to take out loans to buy houses and be in debt to buy a house or get an apartment. People shouldn't have to be spending half of their income.
And my point is that rentiership is in direct opposition to that idea.
But
because
I think if it's done, but I think if it's done through family, and family homes are kept in the family, like the home was built by my grandfather, you know, like, not to mention, like,
yeah, how do you keep that through the family? Not through rentiership, but through the exchange of property rights, how in whatever mechanism that may take place. If you want to keep the ownership of that home in the family, then the people who are living in it are the ones who should own it.
And if they can't afford it, then, like, then that person's shit out of luck, you know? And that shouldn't be, and I think that's wrong.
What's wrong is that is even allowed to be the case. Is being unable to afford a home. This is what I'm getting at. Yeah, sure. Under the current, but this just circles back to the original point, which is under the current modus operandi of the economy. Yeah, rentiership is a thing, and you have to participate in it. And it's all well and good that within a family, they're going to offer better rates to family members on homes that have been passed down through generations or whatever. But the point is that the economy should be reformed, so that's not like a thing that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sure, you're saying that the situation that is occurring within your family under the current mode of the economy is generous, perhaps, but it is still ultimately, at the end of the day, exploitative and a symptom or an example of broader systemic faults within the larger economy, within the larger market.
I think you should always stick to your morals and your values while also living in the laws, basically, of wherever you live. But
what do you think I'm fucking doing?
You know, and also finding ways to survive and provide and helping family. You know,
you just said nothing. Like that was a vapid statement.
You know, and this is a way, operating within the system like this is a way to help family, is ultimately what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it may suck, but this is the current mode of operation. And once it's not the current mode of operation, then, like, fine. You know, whatever. Then we'll move on and do something different. But right now, this is like the life we live in, the system we operate under. Is always how I see it. Of course, we're not gonna do. I don't see it as exploitative.
Yeah,
at least in my family. At At least in my family situation, because like you do have to make certain decisions like this.
Exploitation isn't exploitation is not an inherently negative word. It doesn't have an inherently negative meaning definition. It is simply a description, an economic concept describing how wealth is maneuvered, so to speak, between different classes of people. And while I, in my phrasing, perhaps ascribe negative ideas to exploitation, or negative association to exploitation, that is because I understand exploitation as a naturally occurring phenomenon within a capitalistic structure, and that the transition or a change away from that capitalistic structure will come with a removal, or at very least major mitigation, of exploitation. Exploitation is, in a manner of speaking, another word for wealth extraction, for profit. Because in like a worker boss dynamic, for example, the exploitation that is occurring is the wealth that is being taken from the worker in the form of profit, is that the margin between that worker's labor value versus the returns that they actually get for their labor, and how that is filtered into the capitalist in that situation, the boss, the capital owning class.
Yeah, I just see that as like, that's part of life. It sucks, but that's part of life. And I just don't think under socialism, like there's gonna be exploitation as well.
That's such a Demian point of view,
How I view things
exactly
is
why I don't like Demian, because it gets to the end of the book and I'm like, this feels so shallow.
How I see things is
you get like 90% of the way there, and then you're like, well, I guess this is reality. It doesn't have to be reality.
it's like, and I think also, like, being disabled has a lot to do with this. I'm just like, how can I survive in the current system I am living under? Okay, this is the best way to survive. So I'm gonna do this, and we'll figure it out. And let's say I live under a socialist system. Okay, what is the best way to survive in this situation? Okay, I'll survive this way.
It's like fucking Zen fascism. Not as bad as Zen fascism, but
I see it as more like a
Zen fascism is like, oh yeah, I know that we're in an imperialist country that is exploiting the third world for resources to endlessly consume and for our own profit's sake, and then know that reality sucks abroad as a consequence of that, and also reality sucks at home because of the increasing social and economic divides between the wealthy class and the working class. But like, and I know that the world is on fire and that we're all going to die due to climate change. But like, we live here and now, and like this is what's happening. So like, just enjoy it, man. I know that things are only getting worse and going to get worse, but like, you have some nice things, so just fucking enjoy it, man. It's like, no, I can't enjoy it.
Well, like
I can't.
like I said,
once
like,
I understand
as
that this is happening, I like it's impossible for me to have that perspective because I would never truly be happy under said circumstances. I would never truly be happy just accepting that is how the life I'm going to be living and the system I'm going to be living under. That's not true happiness.
I mean, yeah, like whenever I was a teenager and I understood like everything that was going on, like in those type of circumstances, I didn't want to kill myself because of myself. Wanted to kill myself because of other people and like the world I was living in. I could not handle it. Right?
I actually straight up sent you the fucking video, and it's short, so I'm just gonna pull it up.
So like, you know, I think the best thing that's gonna make me happy is just functioning in this way, you know? And I mean, like, I'm also disabled. What the fuck am I gonna do about anything, you know? And like,
get into, this was the social event of CPAC, a Benny Johnson creation. This is his new job as Toilet Paper USA's creative director. Someone forwarded us the invite. It was called the America Fest.
America Fest.
And the actual email was just like a night of bourbon, beer, and
oh god, it's
bacon.
5 minutes and you fell short.
And it's signed off with
minutes.
Dilly Dilly.
Oh, and the icon was a dabbing astronaut. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
And it was at Cadillac Ranch, which is
A bar called
and it wasn't even that
Cadillac
interesting.
which is one of those.
It is. I think it's interesting.
Chain. It's got a fucking Cadillac on the roof. It's wacky.
It was like stepping into Benny Johnson's brain. And
Well,
there was,
it's more
drinks
interesting
menu
after
was
like
just
a minute
build the wall,
or two
whiskey neat.
when it actually gets into like the meat.
Mexico will pay for it. Tequila Sunrise.
But the
And then
preamble
Kavanaugh,
is
which is just a
worth
beer.
listening to for
no, they didn't even have any
contextualizing it.
Again, and the only way it was done up to make you know that it was America Fest. This is like Benny Johnson's projection of what makes America YOLO and epic, and the answer is hunks. All throughout the bar were life-size cardboard cutouts of Chris Pratt, Tom Brady, Tim Tebow, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and
Jackie
Drake.
Chan. Jackie Chan.
And there was
also.
one of Jackie Chan too. The only cardboard cutout.
I do have to wonder why Drake.
No,
Drake
wait,
isn't
no,
exactly the
no,
picture
no,
of
no,
masculinity.
There was an AOC one that was just there to be yelled at and defaced.
And Charlie Kirk was there. DJ TJ showed up.
Don
and he did
Jr.
an idiot knucklehead speech about how you guys have the balls to be assholes on college campuses, and I love you for it. Yeah, no, I felt like bone deep despair. I was feeling like Reverend Toller. No, I was on some like Maoist third worldish shit where I was just thinking like, oh, we're all on the same side. These guys aren't my enemy really. I mean, we're all in the Imperial Core. We're all the exploiters. Like we're the bad guys in this story. We need to be destroyed. Like no disentangling me from them. We are all accountable for this. No, I felt deep despair. I also finally got the concept of Zen fascism. These guys have embraced like a Buddhist concept of nihilism, where it's just, look, we found ourselves by total random fact of fate to have been born at the end of this imperial moment. We have access to this incredible bounty of exploitation, of the bounties of exploitation, and we're gonna fucking use it and have fun. You're also in the same boat as us. You were born in the same situation. You have access to this same bounty. Why don't you just enjoy it? Yeah, everything's gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. Sure, it's not sustainable, but we're gonna be the last to die. So why not enjoy it? Why fight against it? And I actually finally got the point of all that hypocrisy mongering that Republicans do, where they say, "Oh, you drive a car. Oh, you use a cell phone." It's not to try to get you in some petty hypocritical gotcha. It's to say, we're all in this together. We're all on the same side. Why don't you just enjoy it? Why are you torturing yourself? Why are you like,
oh, this is actually bad, and oh no, we're exploiting all these people.
Yeah, but that can't change it. You're in this situation. Just eat the fucking slider, drink the goddamn beer, and enjoy
Okay,
yourself.
so tell me, are these
Trigger the
guys
libs, have
doing
fun.
anything
Because they
to
always have that voice
change
in their head,
this
and that's
system
why they need to trigger libs.
individually?
Yes, they are. First of all, creating agitative propaganda in the form of their podcast and informational content for the masses to consume, so to learn. And secondly, I would be surprised
But are they
if they.
doing
I would
on
be.
the ground work?
I was about to say I would be surprised if they didn't do some amount of on the ground work.
Because if you're not doing on the ground work, then I'm like, okay, then you're just like the rest of us. You know what I mean? Because on the ground work is truly going to change things.
You can't build a successful movement off of pure on the ground work, though. Well, yes,
sure, you can make educational content, but you should also be doing on the ground work.
Well, yes, on the ground work is fundamental and a necessity to actually enacting the change. You do need a, I guess you could call them a class of people whose purpose within
that's what disabled people have done. That's what Mexicanos have done.
Educate and galvanize those people into doing said action. Obviously, in my case, I am on the in terms of this dynamic. I'm the one that's on the end of being susceptible to participating in doing on the ground work as a consequence of the consumption of what these people like them create and educate on. And I'm more than most people not very predisposed to doing that kind of thing because I'm a fucking lazy ass, and I even though I just went off about how I cannot just enjoy
okay, then you're a hypocrite. Congratulations
for what it is. I also enjoy my free time too much.
Okay, you're a hypocrite.
So yes, I'm a hypocrite. Yeah, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite, but I will defend to the ends of the earth this educational class of people in the movement, because without them, the movement would have very little momentum.
Yeah, and that's why I said you should make educational content, and you should also be on the ground doing shit. And also, that's why I always buy sustainable clothes. If I don't need to buy clothes, I do not buy clothes because I don't believe in using, third world countries to make garments and then only pay them 25 cents.
But you know what I mean? There is that's one of those things where it's like a sort of, I forget what the actual terminology is, but it's like giving people a false sense of choice within the context of the society that they're living in, and an opiate for making themselves feel like they're making a difference when your individual choices in such a manner are not real in that sense.
Okay, so do you think my individual choice is the same as you not doing anything at all?
Yeah, actually, functionally, yes. My minimal participation in activist movements is functionally the same as somebody who is not purchasing or somebody who is only using reusable or recyclable materials, because your use of recyclable materials is making it's making even less of an impact realistically than me participating in a protest or gathering once a month. Because the real contributors to the carbon emissions are not the consumers. They're the industrialized sector. And what the industrialized sector has done is given you this idea to make yourself feel good, giving you this thing to make yourself feel good, that you're making a difference, to distract away from how they're the ones causing the problem. And even more than the climate change, like, yes, the climate change is an existential threat, but climate change in a lot of ways is a function or is an inevitability of a capitalist economic system, with the provision that the industrial revolution and fossil fuel consumption is a thing that happens. But that is a thing that happens. So climate change is an inevitability under a capitalist system, because the capitalist system does nothing to address how the climate change is happening. And if anything, it helps that along. If anything, it incentivizes more climate change, because that level of resource consumption, that overconsumption, and that reliance on dangerous consumption is more profitable. It costs less to do, and you can earn more from it as a consequence. And so with a capitalist system, when the point of the system is to increase profits year over year over year, that is something that necessitates more and more consumption, and more and more reliance on less or more dangerous forms of consumption.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same sort of idea as why Lenin, I think it was, specifically Lenin, of the Soviet Revolution fame, some regard him in a better light than others, probably. Why he, I believe it was him who explicitly stated that imperialism is an inevitability under capitalism, because you, in order to continue increasing profits, you have to further exploitation, but you can't. There comes a point where you can't exploit your domestic labor force. You can't continue to increase the exploitation of your domestic labor force, because they're going to push back against it. So you have to outsource that exploitation to the third world. You have to create labor markets in third world countries where you are paying those laborers less than you would be forced to pay for your laborers at home. And you are taking their resources from them, their natural resources for them, for cheaper than you would have to pay for, not just in terms of labor, but in terms of like bureaucracy, effectively, than you would at home. Because in a first world functioning government, you have protections over the environment and over labor rights to more or less of an extent. And so you have to go to places where there are no protections, because you can make more money off of, or you don't have to pay as much to obtain that resources and that manufacturing in those places than you do domestically. Which is when you get countries exporting their labor overseas, and then you get a domestic workforce that's upset at that, because they're just but the companies are just doing more capitalism. So the answer to getting more
my
increasing labor domestically is not to
get it.
is not to like prevent immigrants from working or to do import tariffs or whatever. It's to fix the core issue, which is the capitalist economic structure. Sorry, I ranted. I think I'm done now. You can trail off of that as you were about to.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I totally understand that. I mean, like, my grandparents are migrant workers. and absolutely hated it, and worked hard so like none of their kids or grandkids would have to do it. You know what I mean? So I totally understand that. I mean, they stayed like in the worst conditions and got paid shit. You know, so
Yeah,
I get
and
it.
that speaks to another thing that upsets me about the attitude that's been cultivated, that is intertwined with the capitalist system, which is that the way I heard it, so aptly phrased one time, is that we didn't choose to be born, which is true. Like you don't develop a consciousness until, whatever, how many years into your life, and you don't get the choice of being born
Yeah, of
and what
course.
circumstances you're being born into.
Yeah, having a child is a completely selfish choice. Yes.
Yeah, and the issue with that is that there's such disparity in the starting conditions of people globally. Uh, like
Which is why
what?
people aren't having kids now.
I don't think that's really why. Well, I mean,
People can't afford
kind of.
kids.
Yeah, it's definitely it's more so that.
Yes, so people are saying that like
Yeah,
I
no,
wouldn't
I
want
see
my
what
kid
you
to grow up
mean.
in poverty. You know,
Yeah, I see
I want
what
my
you
kid to grow
mean.
up in poor conditions.
I see what you mean. It's like a weird thing to fit in that way, because lower birth rates is actually more correlated with increased wealth in a country, but at the same time, those low birth rates are also correlated with wealth inequality within said country. It's like it's a little bit complex, but you know, essentially. So what was I trying to say? So, uh, don't choose to be born. Um,
People don't
so
choose to be
it's
born, and like there's like
yeah,
disparity, I guess.
yeah. I had I had a better phrasing in my head that left it like that made it my point more explicit rather than implicit. But like it's fucking crazy. So like people don't choose to be born into worse off conditions than people who are born into more well off conditions. And it's upsetting that this is just like a reality to accept. And I
What's the reality
specifically
to accept that
won
you're born?
that I specifically won the genetic lottery. Not entirely, obviously, but that I am able to be a beneficiary of being born into adequate living conditions, whereas somebody in fucking Palestine is born into being bombed. It, so like it's just
I mean, what?
it's
I was
upsetting.
like,
It's awful.
I mean, I get it. I was really resentful of my parents because they decided to have a kid. Like they both ended up having a recessive gene that gave me my uh like genetic disorder that I'll probably die from. You know, so like I was really resentful of that for a little bit. Okay, but it's like
Yeah.
not my parents' fault. I see it as
So
it's not my parents' fault. My parents were in love, and when you're according to my parents, when you're in love, you want to have kids. So you know,
my
it's like completely out of your control, and it's completely out of your parents' control. You know,
but
because it's just life. You know,
but
people want to have kids. You know,
yeah, it's just
I
my
don't. It
my
just
point.
happens.
It's just my point in this all wraps around to where we started, which is I find it completely unacceptable to have the mindset, a sort of nihilistic mindset, where you're like, oh, this is just like reality, and you have to live within it, because I feel like that's uh, you're it's not taking the extra step, so to speak,
I
in
mean,
you're just you've gotten to the point where you understand that things are unacceptable, but you haven't gone far enough to actually actively speak out against the unacceptability. And sure, on a personal level with me, I can be called out for hypocrisy and having ranted this much and gone off about these inequalities in our global living standards and life, and whether or not I do a certain level of activism, but I at the very least will refuse to stay or leave off at a point at the point in the mindset where it's like I just have to deal with it. I refuse to stay there. I will at the very least go one step further in talking about it and calling it out when when applicable.
Right, but that's also why I don't support the military, because I've seen how it has exploited Mexicans or Chicanos.
I mean, yeah, fuck the military.
Specifically. And, you know, I have spoken out about the police, so those are things I am passionate about. I've spoken up about, you know, I am a staunch feminist. So, you know, I've spoken out about those issues because those are important to me. But, like, I have not won the genetic lottery, okay? Like, my sister and I are, like, fucked, bro.
Well, no, it's a spectrum. I mean, when I say a term like that, it's like a spectrum, because, like, you obviously have a variety of health issues, but, like, I compared to a Palestinian earlier, and it's an apt comparison again. Compared to them, you still have won the genetic lottery, because a genetic lottery includes more than, like, what I'm referring to includes more than just specifically your genes, but also like the living circumstances you're born into. Yeah,
but I'm probably gonna, like I said, I'm probably gonna die early. So, you know, but that's just the situation I gotta live in, and I'm okay with that.
We're all gonna die early without healthcare, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, I'm fortunate.
We're all gonna die early, even with healthcare, man. Who are we kidding? The Earth's gonna fucking burn in like 50 years.
I mean, you know, and like, you know, my dad's gonna die like in 3 to 5 years because he didn't win the genetic lottery, because like Mexicans go through trauma and like generational trauma because of the exploitation Mexicans go through. And like that causes heart disease, and I firmly believe that, and that's genetic. Okay, so I'm just, and you know, that's life. That's something that my, like, our family has to go through. So maybe like my nieces and my nephews will hopefully, you know, shape a better future for themselves, and that's all I can really hope for. You know, is that tomorrow will be a better day. That's what keeps me going, you know?
This is also to say why Project Moon is actually explicitly better than Demian, even though Kim Ji-hoon loves Demian so much, because Project Moon actually does go that extra step and extra difference, and it's like, hey, you can, the systems exist, and maybe there's something you can do about it, maybe there's something there isn't, but you can still be the best that you can be in your own way, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to fucking say, is that you will find a way to live and be in happiness even in a bad situation, because it's about finding your joy, because happiness and joy are two completely different things. Happiness is a fleeting moment, and joy is a condition you stay in when things are tough. And I think I have found my joy, you know? Even in tough situations, even if things change, even if the world is on fire, I still have my joy.
Yeah,
you know?
I get to force you to play games. That's your joy.
That is not my joy. I can't talk to you for 24 hours afterwards.
Anyways, 30 seconds and we can go back to having fun.
Libs all the time. They need to push it out. They've embraced this nihilism, but they also know what they've done. And so
nobody knows what nihilism means, because y'all are all fucking stupid.
They're never really going to be able to be purely hedonistic. They need to have an enemy that they can smite at any given moment, to smite their conscience.
Yeah, always gotta have an enemy to smite. Anyways, fucking.
Because like I said, nobody knows what nihilism means. So sad. Because the man who actually wrote nihilism, they mistranslated his work. Fucking stupid.
I'll retire to an island somewhere and live the rest of my days in leisure.
So, like, learn some philosophy before you start talking, dumbass, okay? That's my,
That guy probably has read a lot of, well, if not philosophy, then political theory, which in some ways incorporates philosophy, depending on which
But things do
specific
get lost.
topic.
Just like, you know, Stoicism has been lost to time, so as nihilism has been lost to time because the work has been mistranslated, or it's not been translated properly, you know?
Be careful, So. There are a lot of people out there who have a grudge against you.
I have a grudge against So.
People who will follow you to the ends of the earth.
That's none of your concern.
So if she was, what's her face was 18, does that mean she was 9 months
19,
pregnant?
technically.
19. Okay, so he could have been fucking around with her when she was like 18. Okay.
I mean,
Just
she was
wanting to
his
make sure.
mistress. He was like 40 at the time. No, actually even younger. He was in his early to mid 30s.
I'm just trying to make sure he wasn't a pedophile. That's all. Well, it's not a pedophile. It's a.
Well, I mean, their
I can't
legal age
remember.
is. Wait, actually, no. That's their legal age of drinking is 20.
It's like 17 or 18.
No,
they
it's
recently
actually
changed the laws.
16.
It's like 17.
It used to be 14. I'm pretty sure it used to be 14, and now it's 16.
Yeah. It's different.
Anyways,
in
we should
different
just.
provinces.
And anyways, we should in for something like that,
Is that
we should
all you
actually
wanted to
judge by
ask me?
the American standard. And even by the American standard, it wasn't technically
It's
a
different
pedophile.
between states.
He just was a freak. he was just
Freak
he was. I mean, in a sense, having a mistress is, while more politically or socially unacceptable, it's not that much different than hiring a sex worker.
Well, like, if
Depending-
that girl
depending
is,
on
like,
the relationship.
in love with you, because like she was in love, is what it seemed like.
Yes.
And she thought he was going to be a good dad. That's different than hiring a sex worker.
Yes, the way Monica at least approached their relationship was different than hiring a sex worker. But but if so,
And she had
were
a whole
to-
baby. Sex workers don't get pregnant.
But if so were to hire an 18-year-old sex worker for similar purposes, that
She wouldn't get pregnant.
Okay, yeah, I mean, sure, she wouldn't get pregnant, but it also wouldn't be that big of a deal. The bigger complaint would be, why is the 18-year-old doing sex work as opposed to attempting to do something else with their life, so to speak. Like, I'm fine with sex work, but like somebody who is 18,
Straight out of high school.
yeah, like just out of high school, you should probably be if you're doing
That
sex
tells
work,
me-
if you're doing sex work, it should probably be like softcore OnlyFans type stuff at that point of time.
Well, like at that age, she's probably broke. She's probably poor.
yeah,
She's doing
I mean,
sex work straight out of high school.
Yeah.
I mean, in the book I read recently, most women who do sex work are doing it out of survival. So, and the majority of women on her OnlyFans do not make enough money to like live comfortably. So, you know what I mean? Just saying. But I do support sex work.
3 months ago, 9:02 p.m. on the Friday, Shoko's body was found. So called her burner phone. I asked him why. It's because of Saito.
Do you recall the conversation we had? That my secretary got a call from number 89? That is true. I did get that call.
I know.
Not a big surprise.
You spoke with number 89, didn't you?
I did.
What did you talk about?
He told me this. A woman named Shoko Nadami knows what happened 18 years ago. Contact her.
And you called her phone?
Yes.
So was it just to get them connected?
Well, Date's gonna ask that question.
I can't say exactly. The only thing he said was, I realized everything when Shoko arrived. I have to see her again. I had no idea what he was talking about.
Oh, because his memory is all busted.
Well, it had to do with the partnership. At the time, Rohan was in the body of number 89.
So, oh yeah.
Maybe Rohan realized it when Shoko came to visit the prison.
Oh, that's right.
That it was really Saito inside Shoko's body.
Oh.
That's what he meant by realized everything.
Okay.
Rohan needed to speak with Saito again. But he couldn't, not from inside Fuchu prison. Instead, he called up So and had him do it. Maybe he thought he could get Saito to visit again.
Okay, it froze for a minute. I wouldn't want to look for my psycho son, honestly.
6 years ago, my mind was implanted into the body of Saito. This does make me want to just go straight into the sequel, but I wanted to do Halloween game first. I lost my memory and ended up wandering the streets until Boss found me. Just because these games are so fucking good, man. She hired me at Abyss and gave me the name Kaname Date. But So, Saito's father, never even put out a missing persons report on his son. Why?
Because of the woman you call Boss. 6 years ago, she came to me and explained the whole thing.
You know about the Cyclops Serial Killings? The culprit is your son, Saito Sejima. But you already knew that, didn't you?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying we should make a deal. You give me one thing, and I promise none of this will be released to the public.
So what are DLL files? What does that mean?
They... Broadly speaking, they're like core files that the game that an application runs on. They can do a variety of things. I don't know details, but that is what they do broadly.
Okay.
What is it?
Sorry, I'm texting.
Leave Saito with us. Tell anyone who asks that Saito is soul-searching on a trip around the world or something.
You know, I was gonna say the thing white people do, but that's kind of mean.
Do we have a deal?
Sorry, what? What did she say?
Nothing. Oh, what'd he say? Oh, I was like, I didn't
leave
say
Saito
anything.
with us. Okay. She wants Saito in exchange for
I didn't
silence
have
on
much
the
of a
issue.
choice, of course.
Yeah. I understand that.
If I refused, Saito's crimes would be exposed and my political career would be over. Besides, I never held much love for him in the first place.
A dynamic link library is a shared library in the Windows or OS2 operating system. may contain executable code, data, and resources in any combination. So it's like it's like a core resource file for an application.
Okay.
They do a variety of things depending on the context, but they're important to the core way that a file functions, or that an application functions.
She was practically doing me a favor. So, of course, I said yes. And in doing so, I was able to learn a secret of the Metropolitan Police Department. It worked quite nicely for me.
He never held much love for his son. Well, I mean, that's probably why your son became a murderer. I'm just saying.
No, his son was a sociopath. Like, he couldn't, his brain had a disability in it. I mean, he wasn't that great of a father.
Yeah, and
this
therapy.
Is true. But
therapy helps with that. So does medication.
But from a young age, Saito learned, even prior to killing Monica, that's why, again, in the Somnium, he was killing animals. He learned from a young age he only took joy in killing things.
Yeah, but I'm sure as like a little bitty baby, he was probably like had some weird signs, and with all the money So had, he should use some of that money to be like, my kid's acting weird. Let me just pop that kid into a doctor's office, you know?
Sure,
Same.
but he did also not have very much love for his son.
And if he never had love for the son, I'm just saying that's a recipe for a psychopath, okay? Just a recipe for a serial killer. You don't love your son? Bad parents are like recipe for disaster.
It's not like there is so convenient of a treatment for something like that as what Aiba was able to do for Date, though. Because Aiba was able to dispense the chemical as necessary, contextually. But chemicals like that are secreted by the brain are context dependent. So you can't,
it's also like an impulse control thing as well.
You can't exactly dose something like that readily.
It's also like an impulse control as well. It's issues with like, why do you want to kill things? We need to talk about your mommy and daddy issues.
He wants to kill things
like
because it makes him feel good.
Yeah, but he also has mommy and daddy issues that also are causing this issue. Because there are probably other things that he could do to give him that dopamine hit. I'm sure if he did drugs, it would give him that dopamine hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if he dosed oxytocin, that's not exactly a good idea, though.
Oh my god, there are ways to like give you like pump oxytocin or give you more oxytocin. Now that I think about it, into your body, but not just killing things. Yeah, now that I think about it. So yeah, I mean, like therapy would have told him that. I'm just saying, bro. Therapy would have been like, oh, there are other ways to get oxytocin in your body. Like, let's do those.
That's something that like an MRI and chemical testing will do. Not necessarily therapy, because the core of the issue is he had a neurological disorder, and not a
mental issue as well.
It's not a social neurological disorder. It is a biological neurological disorder.
And then he says too, I have daddy issues. I have mommy issues. Bitch, you gotta treat that as well. Bitch in the nice way. You know what I mean? Jellybean? It's a multiple issue. It's a layered issue. It's a layered cake. And there are ways that you can I want to say not rub your body a certain way, but kind of, where you can release oxytocin into your body. It helps you do that.
He literally couldn't produce it.
Except when he was killing things that made him happy. So I'm saying there were probably other ways, other things that would have helped him do that as well, besides just killing things. It's just, I think serial killers just ended up being like, oh, let me kill something. And then it felt good, so they kept doing it because they don't have impulse control. And so, not this, so. Yeah, so it's just like the thing that they found works, so they do it. But I'm sure if they did something else, it would have had the same effect. You know what I mean? Drugs, alcohol, sex, BDSM, you know what I mean? Look, I read things, okay? I read and watch things. Just saying.
I've been studying for the past 3 months. I've learned a lot about the explosion of the chemical plant in Kawasaki. It was caused by you and Rohan, the chairman of the Kumakuras at the time.
Told you did some fucking illegal shit.
As you know, my son Saito was abnormal.
I think So has something too, honestly. If his son was psycho, like, that bitch psycho too. I mean, if he doesn't...
He's a politician.
If he had no... Yeah, and most politicians have some type of narcissism.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting at. Of course he has something. He's a politician. Which is something that it either can be personal or shaped by the job. Probably both.
I'd say probably both. But like I said, he could have something like his... Because, like, if he had no natural affection for his son, that's like, bitch, you probably got some neurological going on, okay? I'm just saying.
With all of the awful things that my son did, I used my money to cover it up.
What is my sister texting me about?
But that got increasingly expensive, you see. One day, 9 years ago, Saito called me.
Look at the side. I was like, who's angry?
Dad, I thought of a plan.
They have the same face, I swear.
A foolproof plan to make us rich.
The chemical plant explosion plan. To help ensure that the casino in Kawasaki would be extraordinarily profitable.
It was Saito's idea.
True. My son was born with an abnormal mind. But if I had never been involved with Monica in the first place, perhaps he wouldn't have ended up losing control completely.
See? Bad dad. Bad dad mommy issues. It's cake.
Alright, I forgot he initially killed Monica because he didn't like that his dad had a mistress.
I'm the one that told you that. I told you and you're like, no. And then they even said that in the dialogue. And then you're like, oh, well, I guess so. Okay. And then you forgot again?
Yeah.
You just don't like me being right. You just don't like being wrong, I think, is the problem, okay?
I'm wrong like all the time, and I admit it every single time.
Sure, Jan. But you just forget when I'm right. You just woof, blows in the wind.
Do you realize how much happens
that's what led to
any
his
given single day?
Violent plan.
I always remember when I'm right. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I remember when I'm right.
Yourself.
No, you don't. You don't even.
Actually, that's true.
You don't even remember what to say.
I don't even remember when I'm right.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Sometimes you'll like repeat yourself, and I'm like, or like you'll say something, and I'm like, didn't he just tell me that like an hour ago? Weird. You know what I mean?
Perhaps.
I think it's cute though, so it's fine.
By the way, did you ever meet number 89?
I mean, you could repeat yourself 1,000 times, and I would still listen.
No, I didn't.
That was too sappy. Never mind. I recant that statement.
Did you ever see his face?
No. Why?
No reason.
Okay, bye.
Well,
I never want to.
I'll be seeing you, so.
No, I don't ever want to see his ugly mug again. I hate him. I hate him. I hate you. I hate your son. Just throw him in the fucking koi pond. Just throw him in.
And
throw his ass
Sosajima
in.
was never seen from again.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I won't tell anybody. Throw him in the koi pond.
We parted without saying goodbye.
Oh, damn. I left Iris waiting. She might be angry. I gotta get back to her soon.
Where should we go next?
Let's go to... I guess let's just go in order, because I really don't have a preference. I'm kind of over everybody at this point.
It's time to go see my lover.
Yeah, are they together? Do we know? Are they together? Do they
I think they do resume their relationship.
Didn't you say
Yes.
you were going to see everyone who visited you at the hospital today?
Yes, Mom. I still have some people to see. But Uncle really wanted to come here.
I said no such thing.
Come on, don't be shy. There are a lot of things you want to talk about, right? Come on, just do it.
But I'm not ready. Of course I want to talk to Hitomi.
Be a man, Date.
I want to ask her all about what's happened in the past 6 years. But that's not for me to ask. Even showing up here like this isn't right, honestly.
Uncle, you're so shy.
I guess he still feels guilty. Man holds on to too much guilt.
Iris is teasing me. Maybe I could use that sometimes. She can help me loosen up some of my rusted screws.
My sister sent me this guy fishing, and this guy has this little pug in a backpack, and the pug's all mad. And she said those little orange pockets hold his saved shotgun and ammo. That baby ready for war. Because little pug looks mad.
Thank you. This is all thanks to you, Falco.
No, I didn't do anything.
My name's Date now. Excuse me.
Also,
my name is Falco.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Date. I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart.
I can see why he wouldn't want to be called Falco anymore. It holds a lot of bad memories, you know?
Well, it's not... it's not about that.
I think it's also about that.
It's because it's the name of an assassin, and so he kept the name change to bury the past. Like the entire point of him swapping bodies to begin with was to bury the past.
Metaphorically as well, to metaphorically bury the past, leave everything behind.
No.
Bitch.
Because he doesn't want to leave behind his relationship with Hitomi. And that's associated with the name Falco.
Memories. Because, like, even now, he's still holding on to the guilt of, like, not being able to protect Hitomi. So, like, because he used that name with her. So, like, you know what I mean? I just think you need to think a little bit more with your heart, you know?
I think you need to think a little bit more with your dick.
I don't have a dick.
That's exactly the problem.
I think you need to think more with your vagina. Okay, the problem is you have a dick. That's a real problem.
Nostalgic.
You know what? I'm just gonna never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I can't say that. Never mind. Maybe I'll tell you later. Can I click on anything else?
It's a kitchen counter. It better not be anything to do with pegging.
No.
Iris,
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never say that.
remember 6 years ago when you put raw eggs in there and they exploded?
I can't believe you remember that.
A refrigerator. There are a lot of dishes.
And it's just the two of them. I don't understand that. Why do people have so many dishes when it's just like two people? Like,
The lights are off. Yeah, tell that to my sister. A bookshelf. It doesn't seem like there are books there, but there are books hidden behind the covered part. I know all about that.
Wow, because doesn't it usually say like, oh, there's no books, but I know it's a bookshelf or something like that?
Yes.
That probably was the same thing.
There's a calendar and a strange object on the shelf. It's too bad you never saw the shoebox before, because I'm pretty sure there's some colorful lines of dialogue about smelling shoes.
What shoebox? Where?
It's a shoebox.
Ew.
You don't change. I caught you 6 years ago doing the same thing.
Ah, you saw that.
Ew.
It's the front door. Yeah, and Aiba berates Date for doing it as well.
Being a slut?
There are some elementary workbooks on the table, but looking closely, the one in the middle is different. Introduction to Tax Evasion.
Let's fucking go. I still haven't done my taxes. I need to do those before my boss kills me. She hasn't done her taxes either, so like I don't want to hear it.
It's all the way on the right. Okay, there you go. A speaker system. A small speaker system. I'll shorten it.
What?
The speaker system, at least in one of the earlier scenes, has a sequence of dialogue comparing it to cock and balls.
Oh yeah, and that's when I said.
There's actually an achievement associated with it.
Oh.
A plant.
No comment about bugs.
Nope. You can see the trees and sky outside.
We miss you. Okay, I guess that's it. I guess we'll finish talking to you, Tommy. Oh, I just got like real bad chest pain.
Things have calmed down, thanks to you. The school has changed, but being a teacher hasn't. They were my best friends. We would always go to this little coffee shop after school. They had this old game machine there.
That's literally Iris with different hairs. A different style.
I wonder if that's the point.
That's so funny. Her eyes are a little different. They're more squinty.
It looked like a table, and it was about shooting invading aliens or something like that.
And your mom's a point.
We talked about all sorts of things sitting there.
They remind me of your mom. Okay.
Our love lives, our potential careers, things we didn't like about our teachers. It was their idea that I become a teacher, you know? They told me that teaching elementary suited me perfectly.
She has a very
Those were
kind,
such
like,
fun times.
sweet disposition that's good for elementary school. Oh my god, Brittany Broski. I love her content. Oh my god, she's so funny. I've been watching her a lot lately. She cracks me up. I watch her videos and I'm like hollering, man. And especially that like men holding their dicks like a dead hamster. Oh my god, that one got me good.
She's collaborated with Hassan a couple times.
Yeah, I know. I need to. I think it's on his channel, right?
Yeah, I believe she made an appearance on Fear and he made an appearance on one of her shows.
Oh, okay. Let me find it. And what did? Oh yeah, she was like talking about Lana Del Rey, and she was like, I just want to be mysterious and sexy like Lana Del Rey, but I don't know when to shut the fuck up. She's like, I'm over here making fart noises and grunting into the microphone. Oh, I'm like, same girl. I don't know when to shut up either. Okay.
That's what you get for being a comedian instead of a singer, songwriter.
Yeah. Like mysterious and sexy. What's that? We don't know her.
I can't ask her that. I was the one who did that to her.
Yeah, a little awkward.
No! Stop!
Unless we forgot, we see it again.
Yeah, this game does like to remind you. I was silent, but she must have noticed by my face.
If this is about my arm, don't worry about that. You tried to defend me. I know that.
Tommy and Iris know everything that's happened so far.
You're too nice, Mom. I will never forgive you. You have to take responsibility.
Iris.
No, let me talk.
Oh, you get his ass, Iris.
Uncle will be your right arm. That's how he can make it up to you. Maybe not now. It might take some time, but I'll be waiting. One day, Uncle will stand on Mom's right side, and we can go wherever we want, the three of us. To the ocean, a river, an amusement park, barbecues, and we can make okonomiyaki.
You know what? I want that too, bitch.
Where's that hot plate I bought?
On the shelf.
And I'm gonna need a raincoat.
Hey, that's cheating!
You're planning on being covered in flour?
Of course! That's why it's fun!
6 years ago, I was an assassin. Nothing I can do now will make those crimes disappear. But if I protect them, make sure they're always smiling for the rest of my days, I figure that might be enough to outweigh my sins.
It will be.
Who cares about me? Talk to her. That's what you came for, right?
Hitomi is sitting on the sofa.
You okay, Archoki? I don't like that.
I
don't like that. I don't like that.
I saw Mizuki when I saw Lemniscate. Because of what happened this morning, Mizuki and I are in something of a cold war.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
She won't even look at me. We're both stubborn. Neither of us wants to apologize first.
Yo.
Yo!
She ignored me with all her might.
Yeah.
I extended my hand like a sword, ready to strike.
She's gonna twist your arm.
She didn't seem to take it as a joke. I better not fight her. I wouldn't get workers' comp for that.
I'm about to say, you really want to throw down with her?
Hello. How are you?
Creepy old man.
Nothing, huh?
Mizuki looks mad. Understandably.
Uncle wants to know why you're here.
They're just like, hey, can you ask Mizuki this? Right in front of her. So awkward.
No particular reason. Am I not allowed to be here? I inherited Daddy's stock at Lemniscape. This is my company now. Isn't it natural that I'd be here?
Oh, dang.
That's what she said. Uncle wants to know how you've been lately. You don't know? Even though we live together? Of course you don't know.
I like how she's even doing, like, her tone, too.
Because we barely talk. Even after you've officially adopted me, you don't have any sense of responsibility.
Well, it's good he officially adopted her. But, come on. Man up a little bit.
That's what she said. Uncle wants to know if you're going to graduate soon. So what if I am? Just buy me a new junior high uniform. And hire a tutor. I want to go to a good school. And a new smartphone. And a new iron pipe.
A new iron pipe?
Yeah, buy me a pipe.
That's what she said. Can you cut this out already? What happened?
Breakfast this morning. I made the eggs over easy.
That's it?
Yeah.
What's wrong? He doesn't like over easy
Well,
eggs?
that's not so bad.
No, that's not it.
Or did Date not eat them?
I made the eggs over easy, and then Date...
How can I eat eggs like that?
Uh-oh.
I want my eggs over well. Burned to the pan on the bottom and chewy on top.
Ew, gross. You know, eating burnt food can lead to some heart disease. Like, bad for your heart.
Why don't you just eat an eraser?
Damn.
An eraser would taste better than what you served.
You shouldn't say that about Mizuki's cooking. That's mean. You're in the wrong here, Uncle. Why don't you be honest and apologize?
Mizuki is the one who should be honest. I'm like her hero.
What?
When I was in the hospital, you were crying like a baby. Oh, I can't live without Dante. That's what you said.
No, I didn't.
She's gonna hit him.
And you were never in the hospital.
Yes, I was. Was I not?
What?
Parallel world.
What?
Parallel world.
Oh, okay.
What? Then what was that memory?
Okay, so when was this? What parallel world was this?
Mizuki's path. Mizuki's route.
With
when Date
So?
got shot in the Aiba.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which, by the way, Saito was in
just
So's
wake up
body
already?
at the time. That's why it was acting a little weird.
I was like, dang, So's a fucking evil. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If Date keeps his promise, I will.
Promise?
The stew. You said you would take me.
Oh, that. Yeah, not yet. Okay, fine. Soon, okay?
You promise?
Promise.
Good. I'm glad you two are being civil again.
Anyway, should we head out, Iris?
Yeah.
By the way, the taxi driver is also in the room. If you wanted to say hi to him or the receptionist.
See you.
Huge breasts! I heard a
Ew.
voice say that from deep in my heart.
From deep in my heart.
The big-breasted receptionist. Oh, I guess
She doesn't actually talk to her.
Yeah, but the taxi driver should say something. A plant.
Uncle, look! It's a Thyreocephalus orthodoxus.
You too? How do you know this stuff?
That's... Oh, I guess he doesn't say anything. He's just chilling. Promotional videos of the agency's talent are playing.
That's an old Yankichi cinema video.
Oh, Yankichi Cinema.
That's where he speaks.
That's like so rare.
That's like so rare.
Who? How do you all know who that is?
Lots of magazines in that rack. Special, The Dark Side of Public Safety. I'll give that a read.
Oh, the painting.
There's an abstract painting hung up. Looking carefully, I see some letters at the bottom.
Oh, what the actual name is?
Fisherman with cormorant and dandelion.
Which part is the dandelion and which part is the cormorant?
Only God knows, you know.
The world only God knows. Or is it the world God only knows? I think it's that one. Ba-da-da-bum-bum.
Oh, Tessa, your surgery went well, didn't it? Ota told me all about it. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Oh, who is
It's the
this?
same nurse from the hospital. Oh my god. Why did my comment on Facebook get so many likes? I'm so embarrassed. Oh my god.
I'm close friends with Ota, ma'am.
Is that right? Thank you for taking care of my boy. I visited her in the hospital. Ota brought me.
Yeah, I remember.
I was so charmed by her.
Oh, stop. You're making me blush.
I had no idea she was such a nice girl.
Wow, imagine that.
You thought I was a witch or something before, right?
Don't remind me. I was so awful to you.
Oh, at least she admits it.
But now I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
Her giggles are so cute.
Ota? That boy is a handful of trouble, I tell you.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's right. Ota can be really heroic and brave when the time calls for it.
Sometimes.
Of course, 99% of life is not when the time calls for it.
Oh, you're praising my boy. Maybe I should give you a meal on the house. It's doing great thanks to you. The lunch rush is always crazy. My husband and I are working hard. We never get any time to rest.
Mayumi suffers from a brain dysfunction. I learned about it just before the incident 3 months ago. Matsushita Diner was actually closed up, and her husband had already passed away. Unfortunately, it turned out that even the most advanced medical technology couldn't cure her dementia.
Dang, that's how bad her dementia is?
But her medicine helps her manage the symptoms. I mean, it's literally a degradation of the brain. It's only, like, I'm not even...
I mean, does it, like, shrink the brain?
I mean, I don't know what specifically it does, but it might as well be, like, specific areas of your brain literally dying, specific nerve connections. And, like, it's a condition where, like, on its face, it sounds like something that no level of medical technology would be able to actually do something about. Like, posthumously, I should say. There would be ways to prevent it from happening in the first place, more than likely. But, like, after it starts happening, I don't think it's something that it sounds like there wouldn't be a recovery mechanism. It's a little odd, but it brings me happiness.
Oh, yeah. It does shrink parts. It does shrink brain tissue.
Because kind of like cancer, it's a representation of aging. Like, there's a certain point, the body is only built to last so long, fundamentally. But unlike cancer is a growth from your body, whereas dementia is a degradation.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, the brain does shrink pretty significantly with Alzheimer's, at least. And dementia. Yikes. That's crazy, bro. Oh, speaking of cancer, so my mom is 4 years cancer-free. So we got good news about that today.
To her husband is still alive, and her diner is still in business. I don't know if she remembers me. I look different than I did 3 months ago.
You look a lot different, bro. Very different.
She did ask me who I was, after all.
Like, that's not the same person.
But even if I were in my old body, she might have still asked the same thing. No, I gotta give Saito credit for one thing. He had some drip.
Saito was hot.
He had a nice fit.
Even in that even in that other outfit, he was.
That is the outfit I'm referring to, because that's like actually Saito.
Oh, okay.
Like the outfit that he's wearing right there is a Date outfit, but the other outfit he had a Saito knew some quality fashion.
Yeah, period. But like this,
it's pretty basic.
It's crusty. We're looking crusty.
I mean, he's a crusty person.
Yeah, a little bit. He's a little crusty. He needs a haircut, and he needs a new wardrobe change. Iris, help your uncle out.
But she does remember Iris.
She's unforgettable, man. She's so cute.
Is that because she's Ota's friend?
Because she's adorable.
Well, let's get going.
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you for helping my son. He needs friends like you.
Yeah, because he's a freak weirdo. Oh, nurse.
You're the nurse from Central Hospital.
Well, yes. Have we met?
That's right. My face is different than it was when we met.
Why are you here? I came to deliver Mayumi's medication. The pharmacist sent me.
Time to talk to Moma.
Moma's okay.
But he was only shot in like the leg. Or maybe
thought
it
it was
was
shot on the
actually the
side.
side. It might have been the
Yeah, it
side.
was the side. It was. How could you not remember?
Either way, it's something healable, as long as it didn't puncture the stomach.
Date, let me tell you something. God exists. When Tessa was in the hospital, I prayed to this shrine every day. And guess what? My prayers worked. God must have been listening.
Are you crying?
No, dumbass. I don't cry. I don't.
Yeah, you're crying.
Thank you, God. Thank you for saving Tessa.
Did he put Tessa's figurine like on the shrine too?
Just give him a moment.
Anyway, what are you doing here?
Someone wanted to see you when she left the hospital.
Tessa, you didn't have to come see me.
I really wanted to see you.
Oh, well, in that case, yes, of course. I am here.
Oh, did you see Hot Boy got a haircut?
No.
He's looking good. I'm telling you, boys and men level up when they get a girlfriend.
Did he get a girlfriend?
Yeah, it's that girl that he said that thing about.
I look, I do not keep track of Hot Boy even remotely, so I have no idea what the fuck you're
We
talking
had
about.
a whole conversation about it. But yes, he has a girlfriend. Yes. And he's gonna get an ear piercing because she said he thought that she said that he would look cute with the ear piercing, so he's gonna go get his ear pierced because he said he's a simp.
maybe he'll learn to finally stop watching Destiny, because she'll probably find Destiny to be gross.
Like most women, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, except Destiny's girlfriend. Like, get a life, bro. I'll just cheat on you. Sorry.
I mean,
injury?
He's not one to hold on to relationships, evidently.
Mm-hmm.
You got shot 3 months ago.
That was just a scratch. Didn't even hurt.
Oh, okay, Moma. Tough guy. Okay.
I'm all good now.
Okay.
I mean, compared to a brain tumor, it is pretty minor.
Okay, true.
Don't talk to me about that guy anymore. I know he was a murderer, a real piece of shit. But we were brothers. I can't be mad at him no matter how much he deserves it.
I mean, I don't know. Okay.
But I can't just forgive him either, you know? So I figure, fuck it. It's better to just forget about him.
I mean, yeah.
Wedding.
Dress! Bless! Tessa!
How do they do that?
Compress! Process! Tessa!
Oh my God, he got them all into Tessa now.
Yeah.
Redress, transgress, Tessa!
The net idol superstar!
Tessa!
A set, you bet!
Wow! That's really cool!
What did you do to these guys?
Just a little propaganda. Sun up to sundown, I made him watch your videos, Tessa.
Poor guys. You know what? I guess it's better than doing crime. So
Mandatory. It's part of being part of the gang.
Oh, okay. Back hurts.
They got addicted!
Tessa! I'm so honored to meet you.
So an enemy. That's what it sounded like.
Is it okay if I shake your hand?
No, don't touch me.
You bastard! What makes you think you're good enough to touch her hand?
Only Moma's good enough to touch her hand, okay? Back off. Up.
It's fine, it's just a handshake.
Yes!
Yes!
As long as you don't want to.
The fat one ran up to her with a look of awe in his eyes.
As long as he doesn't ask his hair panties, I guess we're good.
Slowly took her hand.
So soft.
Ew.
He shouted out in joy.
What?
He fainted.
Too much excitement, I guess.
Jeez, Tessa is a force to be reckoned with.
Peace. Anyway, sorry to bother you, Momo.
Date, wait! Before you go, I have one favor to ask.
Huddle up,
Uh-oh.
huddle up, huddle up.
Oh boy, here it comes.
This is hard for me to get out, but
Yeah, spare me.
Oh my god. Leave me
You want to see
alone.
Iris's panties, right?
panties? I never asked for something like that.
Yeah, whatever you
What do
cricket.
you want?
Puff puff.
Sorry?
I want Tessa to puff puff me.
This is a reference to Dragon Quest.
You know what I'm saying? Just shove my face in there.
One of the most popular RPG series in Japan.
Just.
If not the most popular, although
Are you kidding
Final
me?
Fantasy contest it. Final Fantasy is more of a global thing, though, whereas Dragon Quest is far more localized.
You know what? Fine, I'll ask.
Date, you're a real friend.
Dragon Quest also
All right.
features
Your
the
eyes.
main the character designer for Dragon Quest was also Akira Toriyama.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like this?
Good, yeah. Stay still. Do not open your eyes, okay?
Promise.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Date! I've never felt so alive! All these shitty years of my life have been worth it for this moment!
I'm so grossed out, bro.
Boss?
You think he has a boner?
Yes.
'Cause he might be gay.
Let's go.
I don't know what's going on, but okay.
This is amazing! I am living!
Men are gross, that's all I gotta say. Men are sick nasties. Throw them all in the trash.
Bible.
Date, honey, who is this?
Have I not introduced her before?
Yeah, I thought. Was that in another timeline?
Another timeline.
I'm Iris Sagan. Nice to meet you. I'm a net idol from Lemniscape.
A virgin.
Oh my god. Nasty.
I'm just saying, sweetie. You look like you don't know a lot of men.
And what about you, Mama?
Me? I'm a fairy godmother, honey. Because I associate with fairies and am an older, motherly woman. Wait a minute. Who are you calling old?
Actually,
You
makes me
are.
wonder if her age is listed.
I don't think anybody's age. Yeah, they are.
Most people's ages are listed. Only characters like Boss don't have their age listed.
As you can see, I'm a little tight, honey.
How could I see that?
You want to?
I do. I want to see.
Do you even know what she's referring to?
Huh?
Gross.
This? It's not bonito.
Then what is it?
Part of the man who cheated on me. I chopped him up and dried and smoked the flesh.
I approve of that.
You're joking, right?
Am I?
I approve of that. She did nothing wrong.
I can't say much. The public thinks our Ren killed Shoko. And then number 89 busted out of jail and killed Ren. And then he goes and commits suicide by blowing up his own head.
Why does he look hotter in a jumpsuit? Am I just attracted to criminals?
Commits suicide by blowing up head.
I know there's more to it than that, but...
Saito Tsushima and his body are both gone forever. The body I was in for the past 6 years. But the head office would never admit that publicly.
I'm gonna miss Date. I'm gonna miss this Date, you know? I want him back.
Because at the time, the body was thought to be that of Detective Kaname Date. So they tweaked things a little bit and pinned everything on number 89.
So do people not know what number 89 looks like?
No. Said that he committed suicide at the old factory, because everything about the old Cyclops serial killings was a mystery to the public. It was all classified.
Oh, okay.
That's why he only went by number 89.
Mm.
Only Kaname Date managed to survive. That's how they wrote it. But that's not the truth.
You're So's bodyguard.
Who are you?
Oh, right. He wouldn't recognize this face.
Don't matter. Talking about So? Quit that gig long time ago.
You quit?
Yeah. That guy fucking sucks.
He does suck.
I punched him in the face and quit.
Fuck yeah. I approve of that.
You're drunk, aren't you?
I'm not drunk.
From the look of you, you're pretty good at hiding it.
Mama! Tits! Whoops.
Oh my god.
I meant tip. I got a big tip. If he gives me one more drinky.
Don't you think you've had enough?
No. No.
Oh, you're lucky I'm in a good mood. Fine. One more round, okay?
Yay!
Yay! Hold on, that's...
Spare me, honey. I don't want to hear it. If I hear the truth, I'm only gonna have more questions.
Ignorance is bliss sometimes, you know?
There are a lot of things that don't quite add up. Date's face, for one thing. Looking exactly like number 89? They say that your face got hurt real bad in the explosion. They had to put you under the knife for plastic surgery to save you. Your face turned out like that by chance.
By chance.
That's so dumb, bro.
That's what happened, right? Tell me it is. If it's anything more complicated than that, I will lose my mind.
Sure, babe. Mm-hmm.
We should head out.
Yeah.
Oh, leaving so soon?
Don't worry, I'll be back as long as you have information for me.
Oh, enough work. You should come in sometime for pleasure, honey.
Sure, Mama. See you soon.
A picture on the wall. The specials are written on the chalkboard.
Uncle, that word on the chalkboard? Salsiccia? What is that?
It's what Italians say when they find a seat for their friend Sal.
It's sausage.
There's a poster on the wall. When you're in love with a married man. I wonder what that is.
What?
There are bottles of alcohol on the shelf.
Is that everything? Okay. I hate going to this warehouse. I don't know
once
why.
more to the harbor. I don't know. I think you'll feel better after this.
Iris, why did you want to come here? Haven't you seen everyone you wanted to already?
Yeah!
Iris suggested that we come to the warehouses. I thought that it was odd, but it drove her here anyway.
Thank you for today. It was a lot of fun.
Is the date finally over?
Yeah, I guess so. Thank you. Not just for today, but for everything. 6 years ago, you helped me and my mom, and I'm so grateful for that. Will you close your eyes for me, Uncle?
You want me to close my eyes?
Yeah, please?
Wait. You want me to close my eyes? Do you?
And just do it, quick! I'm so nervous, I'm shaking.
Oh man. Oh no. No way. It's happening.
I tried to keep my cool.
All right.
I closed my eyes. And
Okay, open them!
What?
I opened my eyes, and there before me was...
It's Aiba! We're gonna cry. He's crying. I love it.
It's been a long time, Kaname Date.
At a time like this, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to say. You are, that is,
Oh my god,
Who are
Date.
you again?
You haven't changed. You're still an idiot.
You idiot!
Allow me to explain.
What's going on?
I, or everything that constitutes my I, disappeared completely 3 months ago. Including all of my backup data. However, fragments of my data were being secretly uploaded to cloud servers around the world for years.
Oh, wow. Oh, is that what Boss was doing?
By downloading and decoding these fragments, I was able to regenerate my memories and consciousness. It was the Wadjet system that brought me back to life. That system is responsible for proliferating my data. Wadjet is like a mother to me, and she protected me as her child. And I am forever grateful to my mother.
It's too bad your mother is a secret... is a satellite developed by a secret underground
I just
society
spit everywhere.
that wants to propagate AI throughout the universe instead of fixing the problems we have here on Earth.
I literally just spit everywhere. I'm so happy I was back, bro. I thought it was gonna end without Aiba.
No.
Never underestimate the power of Wadjet.
Okay, I won't. I underestimated the power of Wadjet. My bad, bro. My bad.
To be exact, I am not here. You are seeing an augmented reality virtual projection of myself. My physical self is...
In my left eye?
Yes.
How did you get in there?
I see you have not become any more astute in my absence. Think carefully.
Everything that the boss did, she did for you.
At Abyss, when I lost consciousness.
Yes. Pewter embedded me in your eye socket.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but I'm wearing an earpiece. I can hear Aiba too.
Huh?
I knew the whole time. Boss told me about the plan to restore Aiba. I wanted it to be a surprise for you, so...
Aww, Iris, that's so sweet.
Yeah, but it's not over yet.
You idiot! No!
Anyway.
You didn't want to call her an idiot? It's like
No,
it's
she's
like
not an
classic.
idiot.
It's classic banter though. These two have a dynamic.
She's beautiful and she's perfect, okay?
You're neglecting the
I've never called her
dynamic.
an idiot. I love her. Oh.
Welcome back.
Glad to be back.
I don't want to cry.
Well, now that Aiba has risen from the dead, I think we should celebrate with a dance number!
It's time for the finisher.
No dance numbers, please. Same. Oh, what? Huh. Is she gonna sing?
What do you think?
Oh no.
Maybe I should have enabled the Japanese just for this.
Teacups that are flying, on maps mystifying. You'll think that I'm lying. This old tale of mine, a journey through time. A permanent fire, cold frost on the pyre. Fruit never.
She just can't help it, man. It's just, she just gotta like, get it out of her system, you know?
While the old bow their heads, while the blind meet the blind, the marble loses shine, the eye clouds by design. But we know in our soul the one hope, the one truth. What if we?
Oh my god, is Aiba gonna join in too?
We can make miracles, even with the devils of time.
Let's go, Aiba. Let's go.
See the golden goddess with wings of rainbows, set sail through the night sky to embrace you. Reason
Oh, it's even funnier when it drops frames.
Oh my god.
Passing down the light of the torch to guide you, and you shall be bathed in light.
I need like a 10 megabit internet connection apparently. Not 10 gigabit.
A punch to the forehead, my kick like a warhead. You're pinned on the floor spread. I'm queen of this brawl, and I'll show
Oh
you
my god.
I don't wanna hide it, that's what I decided. I can't live divided, I know I was wrong.
Who invited Oda?
His mom.
While they all lose their way and forget about faith.
Oh, she's a good singer.
But we know in our soul the one hope, the one truth.
The fires of love can warm any heart. Resist your dreams are worth defending. Fight on, no limits.
Oh god, dance number from everybody. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So cheesy, man.
No better way to do the credits though.
It's very cringy, but I get it.
I mean, I love it.
Where am I?
It's cheesy, yeah, but that's like part of the point. Part of the core of the game.
See, if I would have played this by myself, I would have skipped it.
Although without me he's ineffective.
That's it, we're done. I'm walking out of here.
I'm home.
Welcome back.
the blind, the marble loses shine, the eye clouds by design. But we know in our soul the one hope, the one truth, that if we believe we can make miracles. Even with the devils of time against you, never let the fire fade in you. See the golden goddess with wings of rainbows, sail through the night sky to embrace you. Resist, allow your heart to take you. Never let this merciless world erase you. Passing down the light of the torch to guide you, and you shall be bathed in light. The invincible rainbow arrow.
I'm who they say is the best detective.
Yay.
Everyone, the reason you can see me right now is because I'm projecting myself with special technology.
over that. I swear to God, if you call me a fridge one more time, you will not find your body. Oh, I'm kidding, Dante, honey. I love you. This is for Mama.
Sounds fun.
Hey, Set, you bet!
Thanks for playing. Your eyes have been opened.
That was enjoyable, I would say.
Yep. Well, we'll play before closing out. We'll play the Japanese one for like half of it. If I can, background character. Maybe I have to go into the settings.
Nom nom nom.
Options. The voice Japanese. Please. Let me. Oh, there we go. I mean, I think that's, unless there's one specific to the dance. No, it doesn't look like it.
No sé.
So hopefully this does change it. If I need to like hard change any files, we're not gonna listen to Japanese. Where is?
I love how you can just press dance.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see it again? It's like, no.
Well, yeah, it's your treat for beating the game, is you get to unlock the grand finale dance number, alright? And maybe learn it for yourself. Oh, never mind. You have to change the files. Well, that's unfortunate.
I'm sure it's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. So I'm gonna change that back. And that's that. That's been the Somnium Files. We're gonna play the sequel eventually, and it's gonna be even better and more interesting. So look forward to it.
Okay.
And